Okay. Today's class will be given by His Grace Radha Damodar Das Prabhu. Prabhu is very familiar to our congregation. He does not require any introduction, but it is a Vaishnava etiquette. We glorify the devotee. So Prabhu is actively participating in many temple services, such as telecasting online audio and video of temple programs. Prabhuji conducts Japa conference in the early morning without any failure every day at 5:30 a.m. And he also does various other services. Prabhuji, above all, he is a very kind and sincere devotee and inspiring to others. With that, we will loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra to welcome Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Over to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. You can hear me, everyone online? Hare Krishna. Okay. I will actually share the screen just to. Sorry, I have some technical issues here in sharing the screen. Prabhu, I need to join again. Yes, Prabhu, I'm going to join again. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Sorry for the delay. I would like to thank Satsara Prabhu and Jasubhadra Mataji for giving me this opportunity. Even though I'm not qualified to speak on the details of these topics, this I will, this for my purification and my as a service I will be doing. Hare Krishna. So, before we start the Bhagavad Gita class, we want to set the right atmosphere by singing Jaya Radha Madhav. This will give us the right mood and will be taken to the Vrindavan. So, all of you please participate and sing, and you can sing along. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for the nice singing. Okay, let's move on to. So before we start the Bhagavad Gita class, we'll do some prayers to our Gurujanas. Om Ajnanatimindasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmidamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Yuda Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahakana Raghunadam Vidamscha Sajivam Savatudam Sadaivam Savatudam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakamscha Vidamscha. He Krishna Karunatinto Deenabandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasta Kripa Sindhuve Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bodhale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Idinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prasad Srimade Rama Swami. So, the verse we are going to sing today is from 16th chapter, 8th verse. So, I'll sing the verse and I'll give few of us to sing along afterwards. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Asatyam apratishtitam te jagat jagat ahur anishwaram
Jagat Ahuraniswaram
Aparaspara Sambhudam
Aparaspara Sambhutam
Kim manyate kama haitukam
Imanyat Kama Haitukam
Asatyam apratishtitam te
Asatyam Apratishtam Te
Jagatahuranishwaram
Jagadahuranishwaram
Aparaspara Sambhudam
Aparaspara Sambhutam
Kim manyata kama haitukam
Imanyat Kama Haitukam
Asatyam apratishtitam te
Asatyam Aparitishtam Te
Jagatahuranishwaram Aparaspara Sambhudam Kim manyat kama haitukam.
Imanyat Kama Haitukam.
Okay, anybody would like to say yes, ma'am?
Asatyam aparishtam te Jagat ahur anishwaram
Jagatahuranishwaram
Aparaspara sambhutam
Aparaspara Sambhudam
Kim anyad kama haitukam.
Kim anyat kama haitukam. Anyone else? Oh, there are many people here. Again?
Hare Krishna. Asatyam aparishtam te
Arasatyam aparishtam te
Jagadahuranishwaram
जगदाहुरनीश्वरम्
अपरस्परसम्भूतम्
अपरस्परसम्भूतं
किमन्यत् कामहैतुकम्
किमन्यत् कामहैतुकम्. Anyone else?
I can try, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Prabharam.
Yeah. Asatyam aparatishtam te
Asatyam aparatah te
jagat ahur anishwaram
Jagad Ahuranishwaram
aparashpara sambhutam
Aspara Sambhutam
kim anyat kama haitukam.
Kim Manyat Kama Aihutam
असत्यम् अपरास्तिस्तं ते जगदाहुरनीश्वरम्
Jagatahuranishwaram
अपरास्परसम्भूतम्
Aparaspara Sambhudam
किम् अन्यत् कामहैतुकम्
Kim Manyat Kama Aihutam
असत्यम् अपरिस्तं ते
Asatyam Aparitstam te
जगत् आहुरनीश्वरम्
Jagatahuranishwaram
अपरस्परसम्भूतम्
Aparaspara Sambhudam
किं मन्यत् कामहैतुकम्
Kim Manyat Kama Aituham
असत्यम् अप्रतिष्ठं ते
Asatyam Apratishtam te
जगत् आहुरनीश्वरम्
Jagadashuranishwaram
अपस्परसम्भूतम्
Ahaspara Sambhudam
किम् अन्यात् कामहैतुरम्.
Kimanyat Kama Haitukam.
असत्यम् अप्रतिष्ठं ते
Asatyam Apratishtam te
जगदाहुरनीश्वरम्
Jagadahuranishwaram
अपरस्परसम्भूतम्
Aparaspara Sambhudam
किमन्यत् कामहैतुकम्.
Kimanyat Kama Haitukam
असत्यमप्रतिष्ठं ते
Asatyam Apratishtam te
जगदाहुरनीश्वरम्
Jagadahuranishwaram
अपरस्परसम्भूतम्
Aparaspara Sambhudam
किमन्यत् कामहैतुकम्.
Kimanyat Kama Aishuham. Just one more.
अश्वत्थम् अपरिष्टं ते
Asatyam Aparishtam te
जगत् आहुरनीश्वरम्
Jagadahuranishwaram
अपरस्वरसम्भूताम्
Aparaspara Sambhudam
किमन्यत् कामहैतुकम्.
Kimanyat Kama Haitukam. Thank you everyone. Hare Krishna. So we'll move on. So the synonyms. Asatyam, unreal. Apratishtam, without foundation. They. Jagat, the cosmic manifestation. Ahuhu, say. Anishwaram, with no controller. Aparaspara, without cause. Sambhudam, arisen. Kim anyat, there is no other cause. Kama haitukam, it is due to lust only. So translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation, they say this world is unreal, with no foundation, no God and control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no other cause other than lust. Okay, the purport. Anyone would like to read the purport? Okay, yes, go ahead. The mic, please. Mic. Mother. Mic.
Thank you. The demonic conclude that the world is phantasmagoria. There is no cause and effect, no control, no purpose. Everything is unreal. They say that this cosmic manifestation arises due to the chance material actions and reactions. They do not think that the world was created by God for a certain purpose. They have their own theory that the world has come about in its own way and that there is no reason to believe that there is a God behind it. For them, there is no difference between spirit and matter, and they do not accept the Supreme Spirit. Everything is matter only, and the whole cosmos is supposed to be a massive ignorance. According to them, everything is void, and whatever manifestation exists is due to our ignorance in perception. They take it for granted that all manifestation of diversity is display of ignorance, just as a dream we may create
so many things.
Many things which actually have no existence. Then we were awake. We see that everything is simply a dream. But factually, although the demons say that life is a dream, they are very expert in enjoying this dream. And so instead of acquiring knowledge, they become more and more implicated in their dreamland. They conclude man that as a child is simply the result of sexual intercourse between man and woman. This world is born without any soul. For them, it is only a combination of matter that has produced the living entities, and there is no question of existence of the soul. As many living creatures come out of the preparation and from a dead body without any cause, the whole living world has come out of the material combinations of cosmic manifestation. Therefore, material nature is the cause of this manifestation, and there is no other cause. They do not believe in words of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Under my direction, the whole material world is moving. In other words, among demons, there is no perfect knowledge of the creation of the world. Every one of them has particular theory of his own. According to them, one interpretation of the scriptures is as good as another, for they do not believe a standard understanding of the spiritual injunctions.
Thank you. Thank you. Haribol. Okay, so Hare Krishna, welcome back. So this wonderful verse from chapter 16. 16. Yeah. And we know that we talked about another verse earlier today, right? Today, what was the chapter we all discussed earlier? Chapter 15. And that was the last verse of the chapter, right? Anyone remembers that verse? Yeah? Right. So this is the continuation of to the next chapter, and the title for this chapter is the divine and demoniac nature. Okay. So in this chapter, Krishna is going to explain who are divine people and who are demoniac people. So the way we're going to discuss today is from Srila Prabhupada's, based on Srila Prabhupada's lecture as well as Satsara Prabhu's class on this chapter. So we are going to combine both and we will study a little deeper as time permits. Okay. The Lord here is explaining the nature, transcendental nature and the qualities. So there are two types of people. One is called Devas, one is called Asuras. Devas stands for the divine people, people with divine nature, and they are also called demigods or Devas. They are the people who are favorable to the Lord. Okay, and people on earth, we also have those devotional qualities. So we are also having the divine nature And they consist of around 26 qualities are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. We'll, as time permits, we'll go through some of them. And we'll also go through what is a demon, who is a demon. And there are some 6 qualities mentioned for a demon, so that we can understand who is a demon and who is a demigod, right, in this chapter. And I'm going to stop sharing now. I'm just going to okay. So I'm going to go over some information I gathered while studying this topic from Srila Prabhupada. Right, so Srila Prabhupada says, we are such people, the demoniac verse mentioned in this verse, is that they are all asuric, or they are of atheistic nature. Okay, so what is an atheistic person? Can somebody say? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. So they are the people who comes up with all these kinds of theories, right? They say Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya, meaning Brahma, there is Brahman. That's the only thing they believe in. The Jagat is a Mithya. Mithya means it's unreal. Okay, that's the propaganda they make. But the world is actually moving. So, you know, everything you see around here, it's all moving, right? The earth is moving, the sun is moving, and the cars are moving. So it's just like it's moving all the places, right? It's nothing is stationary, right? And you can see that the sun, if you look at it, it rotates in a particular orbit, right? It's keep on rotating an orbit, and based on the sun's energy, we are all living basically, right? And you can see that sun has to rotate in a particular specific orbit. It cannot move. But at the same time, the sun itself is rotating, right? We all can see that. Earth is moving. Can somebody tell me how fast sun is moving? Or how fast earth is moving? Or how far earth is, sun is from earth? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. 93 million, yes, miles, right? Thank you. And if sun comes a little closer, what we will feel? The sun comes, it will be unbearable for us, right? Right? It's too hot, it will be. And we are also already seeing those things in our day-to-day, I mean, in a year we experience various weather, right? We go through the 4 kalas, right? So we can see that we have summer season, autumn season, winter season, and spring seasons. All these seasons are coming out of the sun's movement and the position of earth. And these are all wonderfully designed, right? So we can see that there has to be somebody who is controlling all these things, right? So we can see that, can anybody say that, everything is just by chance, everything happening? No, right? So this is, there has to be a controller who is doing all these things. If the sun goes little closer to us, we won't be able to survive here because it's too hot. Same way, if you see, there are moon planets, and we all know that in moon planets, do you think anybody living there, moon planet? Children, do you know anybody living there in moon? No? Right? That's what our science is teaching us, right? But our Shastra says there are moon god, and there are people living there. There are living entities in moon. There are living entities in even sun, right? The living entities have a particular body that is suitable to their atmosphere. Just because we cannot see them, that doesn't mean that there is no living entities there. right? So in the moon planet and sun planet, there are living entities all over the place. Just that we don't have the eyes to see that, or we don't have the body to experience it, right? So, but in this Jagat means it consists of the whole cosmic manifestation, and that consists of all earth, moon, and there are millions of planets within this universe. There are many such universes emanating from Mahavishnu's body. So each planet, each universe has many, many planets, unimaginable. And how everything is still going on in time, in a orderly fashion. So Srila Prabhupada talks about the example of, you all can see cars are going on a freeway, and each car is going in a particular way, like there is a line, three lines. Each line, car is going in a certain way, right? If they violate that rule, right, there could be accidents, right? If a car goes from this line to another line in a wrong way, there could be accidents. And who is making all these things? Who made these rules? There has to be a line, there has to be something. Can anybody say? Yeah? Who is making that rules? Go ahead. Government. Excellent, excellent. The government and the authorities who are having that authority to do that, right? They are making these rules. That means there is a controller. There has to be a controller for everything to run in an orderly fashion, right? In the same way, there has to be a controller for the earth, the sun, the whole planet, everything to move in an orderly fashion, right? So that controller is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we know who is that Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is Krishna, right? How do we know it is Krishna? Can somebody say? So this is coming from Shastras, right? So we have scriptures. So our scriptures are telling us that these knowledge is coming from, these are all revealed in the scriptures, and Krishna is declared as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the name of this controller, Ishvara. So, so then we know that, as you said, it's like 93,000 miles away, right? So even that distance had to be, predetermined, and it has to be in fully specified. So nobody can come with a logic that says that there is no controller, right? Since everything is moving with perfection, and Srila Prabhupada gives the example, another example is that the flowers, if you can see that there are a lot of fibers in it, it is very nicely designed. Who designed all these things? So you can see that there has to be a brain behind all this thing, right? So you cannot say it came by chance. It has to come from a brain. Somebody has to make a decision, and somebody has to create in a very intelligent fashion. The flowers, for example. Flowers, where is that smell coming from? Beautiful smell, aroma, right? It has to come from somewhere. Somebody has to create it. And you can see a nice photographer or a painter, and he can paint the picture, but it still cannot come to the perfection what God has created, right? So there has to be a person. So the idea that there is no God, there is no controller, is obviously false, right? That cannot be true. So, so there are. So we will just go about and see. So these people, the atheistic people, they cannot accept all logics that we bring up. That is the challenge we have. right? So they just say that these logics are not correct. They still argue that there is no God. They will, even when Krishna was present in front of them, they did not accept Krishna, right? So the Supreme Personality of Godhead was right in front of them. They did not accept Krishna. That is the nature of the demoniac people, right? We can see, and how do we know this? So let me go a little further. Let me show that the two nature which we mentioned earlier. So we said that there are two types of people. One is people with divine nature and godly people, and one with demoniac people. So in the 16th chapter, the first verse to third verse, Krishna is telling us what are the qualities, how can we identify a person who is in divine nature. So they have this one. They have one of the nature they have is fearlessness. They are abhayam. They have no fear. Why? Because they have full faith in Krishna. Krishna is going to take care of them. So this is the nature of a sannyasi actually. Sannyasis are living basically without any help. They just depend on Krishna alone, right? They have no shelter. Everything is provided. So that tells us one can become fearless if we achieve that kind of status, right? Then you can see sattva samshuddha, that is purification of one's existence. You can see that also. These are all pure devotees. They had to be pure in order to, in their heart, their words, deeds, everything, their thoughts, their actions, everything has to be pure. You can see them from that. They are the divine people of divine nature. Then they have jnana, they have knowledge, right? They have the knowledge. That's why they took up this sannyasa, right? Or things like that. And you can also see grihasthas here. They have the nature of dhanam. They give charity, everything in charity. So we are supposed to, all the householders are supposed to give in charity whatever we earn. There are other, in the varnasrama system, there are others such as Brahmins are depending on the householders to survive, right? I mean, not survive exactly. They need to have this, dhanam, the charity. So then they have this. They have to control. They have to have the. They have the controlling. They have to control their mind. They need to control their senses, so that we can go in the right path. They also have to perform yajnas. We have to do a lot of sacrifices, right? And what does sacrifice mean? What is the sacrifice that we had to do as a devotee? Anybody tell? Yeah. What is the sacrifice meant for this age, Kali Yuga? Chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, right? That is the only way we can survive in this Kali Yuga. So that is a prescribed sacrifice for us. And they have the qualities. I'm just going through the qualities in the interest of time. So they have ahimsa. These are various types of people are mentioned here. Basically, we have Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudras, and Brahmachari, Grihastha. All those, everybody's characteristics are included in this particular verse. It's actually around 26 qualities are mentioned here, but that is not at all. This is just a sample of what Krishna is giving us, right? So, I'll go a little faster. So then we have this demoniac people. From the earlier thing, we can understand how a divine person looks like. Now, a demoniac person, they are very proud. They are also very arrogant, and they cheat. Then they have anger. They have harshness in everything. Okay, they speak harsh words. They are in full ignorance, and so these are some of the qualities, natures of the demoniac people. We can see that we'll see all such things in everyone in some extent, or we all go through, we all come out of this nature, and we all want to come out of this asuric nature, and we want to go into the as a divine person. We have to come into the mode of goodness for that. So, the people of this demoniac nature, they don't have cleanliness at all, and their behavior, you can see that very arrogant. They don't speak truth at all. In fact, they concoct everything, right? We have seen that they say that this world is unreal. That's this verse, okay, that we are talking. This world is unreal, and we just proved that the world is not unreal, right? We have, we can see, we can feel everything. The whole earth, it's all creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's all coming out of Mahavishnu's body. So this world is real, but they are temporary in nature. Meaning, after some time, the whole universe goes back into the Vishnu's body back. So there is creation as well as destruction. But it is not, it's real. It happens. And there are living entities there in each and every universe and each and every planet. And the living entities in each and every planet is based on their desire. We all have certain desire we want to enjoy separately from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, because of our desire, we are given appropriate body, appropriate place, appropriate planet, appropriate atmosphere. So we are all put into various atmosphere based on that. Now, we have to, and they also say that everything is coming out of, there is no God at all, and people are created just because of the sex between a man and a woman. And it's all because of kama, the lust. That's how the whole world is created. That's their claim. They don't believe that all the living entities are already existing. They're all eternal. We know from the Shastras that all living entities are eternal, and we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. We come in to manifest into this material world because of our desire to separately enjoy from the Supreme Lord, right? And we are given a body. We can get any type of bodies. Basically, there are 4.8 million types of species are there, and any of these bodies we can acquire based on Krishna, the desire we have. So I'm just going to stop sharing for a moment. Now we can understand that. Yeah. So the theory, there are these atheistic people. There are certain type of atheistic people. They are called. They cook up their own theory that there is no God. So what do they believe? So they believe that. Yeah, they believe in. There is a theory called Lokasyasya. So I am probably not pronouncing the correct way. So they all come up with the theory that there is no God. Everything is imaginary. Okay. So these are all impersonalists. They also read the scriptures. but they start interpreting the scriptures in a wrong way. They get the idea, they start in the right way in the beginning, but then they don't have the faith in Krishna. When they don't have the faith in Krishna, they start, their ideas go wrong, right? So in order for us to understand everything in the right way, one of the most important things that we need is to find the right guru, a bona fide guru. And we need to learn from him in a submissive fashion. And we also need devotee association, those who have actually understood, they have realized this knowledge. So we need to associate with people who are spiritually advanced, who have seen the truth. So, okay, that's when we learn all the truth, and we will know, we'll realize things. And there are another type of people who are actually saying that the people, everything is coming out of just because of the sex desire. But that's also not true. The living entities are already there. They are manifested based on our desire. We are given appropriate body. We are eternal. We are just a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. I think I went a little over time, but I just wanted to tell one more thing, one message that I learned from studying this verse. This is from a purport by Srila Prabhupada from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So especially for those who are engaged in the Krishna conscious practice. And this is the actual purport from Srila Prabhupada. So we should consider our position where we are now and where we were before, right? Then we can appreciate what we have achieved, what we have learned, how bad, horrible we were before, and how we are now. And we are all fortunate that we have got this Maha Mantra by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so we should spend our time in chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra so that we will all elevate ourselves. This is a golden opportunity for us. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we all can go back to Krishna in this lifetime itself. So this is giving us a lot of hopes. We don't want to be the demoniac person. We want to be a divine. We want to go back to get our divine nature. We want to go to the mode of goodness, and eventually we want to be above these modes at all the modes. So that's the message I would like to I learned from here. I wanted to share. So if you have any questions or comments, we can take now. Once again, the verse is Asatyam aprasishtatam te jagat ahur anishwaram aparaspara sambhudam kim anyat kama ahitukam. It means these demoniac people say that this world is unreal and there is no foundation, there is no God, and they say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. Okay, if you have anybody has any comments or questions, yeah, yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful class, Prabhuji. So as a devotee, should we convince the atheists or should we move on? So it's a very big generalized term, Prabhuji, which I posed, but how to convince? It means like, because there are, in atheists also, there are various level of atheists, Prabhuji.
That's true.
There are I totally concur with what you mentioned earlier, like when Krishna was present in front of them, Jarasandha, Duryodhana, they themselves did not believe it's Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Right.
So in this age of Kali Yuga, there are like millions of Duryodhanas, millions of...
Right.
So, and in atheists also there are people who are in different levels. Like the first question is like, why Krishna? First question. So is it, as a devotee, should we convince or should we move on? That's my question.
Wonderful question, Prabhu. And this is a natural question for all the devotees we have. And I will actually, I will give my opinion and I'll refer to Satyasara Prabhu for details further. So basically, it is our duty. It is our duty as a devotee of, as a follower of Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to convey the message, correct message. Charita ko, I always get. So whomever you see, we had to preach the message of consciousness in every village and town. Right? That is the message Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving us. So when we meet, we are definitely going to meet atheistic people. We should give an attempt. Okay, we should try to convince them, in a nice way, without insulting them or anything. We have to give it proper respect to everyone, and they may not accept it. That's okay, and we have to just move on. And that's the knowledge I was given. But it is our duty, as we mentioned earlier, we must spread this message of Krishna consciousness to everyone. This is a golden opportunity. Yes, Mataji.
So, Prabhu, then why is one of the offenses to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name? Why is that an offense?
Yes, that's also a very wonderful question. It is our duty. We all can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was freely giving without any conditions attached. So it is our first duty is to give this message to everyone. But once we understand that this person is going to be has a very bad demoniac nature, then we don't want that person to continue offending. So then it becomes an offense. They start blaspheming the persons who are actually spreading this message of Krishna, and they continue blaspheming a devotee, a Vaishnava, is not a good thing. It becomes an aparadha, right? So the Vaishnava aparadha is one of the worst thing to anyone can have, because the consequence for Vaishnava aparadha is very serious. That it can go in multiple lifetimes, right? So to come out of that is not easy. So we don't want to give a person to a chance to commit aparadha. So we want to avoid them from they becoming more and more sinful. That is why it is an aparadha. Prabhu, you want to add? Yes.
So I'll address Prabhu's question first. Prabhu, you answered well.
Yes.
I think, do we preach to atheists? As Prabhu said, yeah, our responsibility is to preach whoever we meet. But in that process, we should not become atheist. Because sometimes the atheists are so powerful and they present it so logically, everything is, appear like correct, and we may get influenced by them. So we should preach according to our capacity, according to, how much we can take. So at some point we need to say that, okay, this is okay. Like that, and or direct them to somebody who can maybe not have more big capacity or something like that. Okay, Prabhu? So that's a dental principle. Coming back to Mataji's question, beautiful question. So we definitely need to preach to everybody because Mahaprabhu gave holy names to everyone freely, and Prabhupada came here to this country and gave it to all the Malichas and Yavanas like that kind of people. So, not preaching to faithless is an offense only when you talk about the confidential subject matters of bhakti. For example, you preach to a faithless person about Radharani, or talk about the confidential pastimes between Radha and Krishna, or sometimes like a very deep concepts of bhakti, preaching to faithless, they naturally make offense, mentally at least. Oh, this looks like a mundane thing. So then they start to judge and things like that. So it is not good for them. So then it becomes a jana aparad, meaning we are making them to commit offense. So Prabhupada said that's why we do Nagara Sankirtan. It's not talking about anything confidential. We just go and distribute the holy name. Then distribute Srila Prabhupada's books, food, prasadam, so like that. Then they themselves will come and ask us, can you tell me more about this? Then we can share according to the faith. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I'm R.P. Gupta. I'm the father of Shikha Gupta.
Hare welcome.
It's basically Rup Goswami ji. This says that we must chant 64 mala every day. So 64 mala every day. If you count from 100 years, it's around 25 lakhs mala in our whole life. How we complete all these things? Like if we chant one mala in big temple, it will be around 100 mala in a day in home. If we chant one mala like a Vrindavan, like a Mayapur, and like a Ramesham, it will be 1,000 mala every day. One mala is called to 1,000 mala. So every day we must chanting 16 mala, but we should also visit India. If we chant almost all 1,000 mala in India, so it will be almost 1,000 into 1,000, maybe more than 25 lakhs mala. So why should we take the risk of our life? You see, we 84 लाख योनि के बाद हमें मानव जीवन मिला है. Why should we take our risk of our life?
Yes.
So why not we visit big temples? Big temples, I cannot say, like in Jaipur, I used to go every week. I 16 mala in home and 16 mala in temple. That will be equivalent to 1600 mala in a day in temple.
Right.
And I used to go almost every quarter for 6 to 7 days in Mayapur, maybe Dwarka, Rameshwaram, like this. So I already completed almost 100 mala.
Haribol.
So we should not take risk of our life. We have got everything, right, but why should we take the risk of life?
Right.
So my request to please visit to India and spend time in Dwarkadish, Mayapur, Jagannath, Odisha, and
very true.
So if we spend maybe 30 days, 40 days, maybe for holiday, maybe for to secure our life.
Right.
And so I think it will be, we want to be a double shore of our life.
Right.
It's, you see, what we read in the Gita, ki Rup Goswami is doing 64 mala every day. So why should we take risk? I have already finished my 25 lakhs mala.
Right. Wonderful. So thank you for those comments. So after many births, we got this opportunity. So thank you. And we all should take this an opportunity. There is one more question there. So.
Very quick.
Okay.
Just 1 minute. Mataji, for your question, maybe I'm wrong, but the famous 18th chapter 66 sloka, Sarvadharma Pratyaja Sharanam Raja, immediately after that sloka, Bhagavan says in 18th chapter 67 sloka, he says that this confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me. So this is the answer to the question. That's what I think. So maybe I'm wrong, so I'm sorry.
That's true. Thank you. Thank you for bringing up that. So with that, we'll end the call, end the program for today. The class. Hare Krishna. वंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Devotees, please stand up. We can have quick aarti. All kids come forward, and Matajis, please come forward so that whoever come late, they can join in the back.
I'm not much. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Little friend, okay? Forward.
Yes, okay.
All kids come forward, please.
कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने।
नमस्ते विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नामिने।
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे।
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी असाध्यादेशतारिणे।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंदा।
कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंदा।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा।
हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे
राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे
जय राधा गिरिधारी राधा गिरिधारी राधे जय राधा बांके बिहारी राधा बांके बिहारी राधे
जय राधा बांके बिहारी राधा बांके बिहारी राधे
जय राधा नील माधव राधा नील माधव राधे
जय राधा नील माधव राधा नील माधव राधे
जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे
जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे
जय गौराणिताय जय गौराणिताय जय गौराणिताय जय गौराणिताय
गौराणिताय जय गौराणिताय जय गौराणिताय जय गौराणिताय
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमाद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय वृंदावन धाम की नवद्वीप धाम की यमुना देवी गंगा देवी तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय बृहत मृदंगा की जय हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada all glories to Hare Krishna Temple of Austin ki jai.
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय
प्रह्लादलाददायिने
प्रह्लादलाददायिने
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः
शिलतन्कानकालाये
शिलतन्कानकालाये
इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो
इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो
यतो यतो यामितायतो नरसिंहो
यतो यतो यमितो नरसिंहो
बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो
बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे
तव करकमलवरे नाकाम् अद्भुत शृङ्गा दालिता हिरण्यकशिपू तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
तव करकमलवरे नाकाम् अद्भुत शृङ्गा ललिता हिरण्यकशिपू तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जयो नरसिंहदेव जयो नरसिंहदेव जयो नरसिंहदेव जयो नरसिंहदेव जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जयो प्रहलाद महाराज
जय प्रहलाद जय प्रहलाद जय प्रहलाद जय प्रहलाद
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
जयो जयो प्रभुपाद 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 जयो जयो प्रभुपाद
जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
नरसिंह भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल।